In this video, I'll be showing what the relation is between coronavirus and, as it says here, his faithful bacillus. I'm just going to quickly recap. We spoke about the mask that this coronavirus character is wearing in this book, and we saw that the mask is looks similar to the Phoenician grinning masks, and from there the sardonic grin. And the sardonic grin was caused by the hemlock plant that was used by killers to immobilize their victims so that they could get to their dirty work. Now we're going to look at page 13 again. I've got it open here, and I'm going to focus in this video, I'm going to focus on the fact that it says here, the great coronavirus and his faithful bacillus. Now, why do they say coronavirus and bacillus? So if you type into Google bacillus, then you'll find bacillus is a bacteria. Okay, so we have this bacteria and coronavirus. They go together. Now, I found this puzzling. Why would a bacteria and a virus be in a chariot together in this book? Okay, and I did some research, came upon an article. Here it is. It's the Atlantic.com, and this article talks a bit about the 1918 pandemic with the Spanish flu, or the influenza as it was called. Here it says, no one knew what was killing them. Theories abounded. Someone suggested it was a misalignment of the planets. Okay, so misalignment of the planets. Keep that in mind. And then it says that's what gave us the name influenza. So the influence of the planets was what they thought what was causing this. And then others believe the cause was tainted Russian oats or volcanic eruptions. Now here it says microbiologists focus on a bacterium they had discovered decades earlier in the lungs of influenza victims and called it Bacillus influenza. So it goes together. So with the Spanish flu, there was this bacteria that was identified, and it actually got part of its name from the virus with whom it was found. So, and then it says here, but they had merely recognized a bacterium that invades the lungs already weakened from influenza. So do you see here the connection between the virus and the bacteria? They say that most of the deaths were actually caused by the bacteria, not the virus. And this is really important because in the previous video I showed you how that this mask that the virus is wearing refers to this hemlock that basically, like this influenza virus, weakened. So this hemlock incapacitated its victims so that the killer can do its work, so that something else can take the life of the victim. And here you have that same relationship, that same intimate relationship where the influenza virus of 1918 weakened your lungs to the point where this bacterium can come in and destroy your life. So there's this connection between the two. It says here, not until 1933 did two British scientists demonstrate that the cause must be a new class of disease, which today we call viruses. Finally, in 1940, the newly invented electron microscope took a picture of the influenza virus, and for the first time in history, we could not only name, but also see the culprit. The great influenza pandemic of 1918 occurred in the pre-antibiotic era. Although antibiotics do not treat viruses, they do treat the secondary bacterial infections that sometimes follow. And here it says, the secondary infections cause severe pneumonia and were likely responsible for the most of the deaths in 1918. Remember, this article says between 50 and 100 million people died worldwide. Here we have this influenza virus that was intimately tied with these bacillus bacteria, this Bacillus influenza. And now here in ASTERIX and OBELIX, we see the two go together again. Then I'm going to go into the next video, which will be on the masked origo.